how's everybody doing? I'm just getting some of our streaming services up. Don't want that. Let's get Kick up. Just working on this final one. Oh, I see myself on Kick now. It's kind of weird. Yeah. We have got this going. Let me turn this on so we can get that chat going as well. I think I didn't put Twitch up. Oops. Have I only been streaming Twitch and straight up? Wait, what? I haven't been doing Twitch in the regular way? Yo, no wonder it's been so fucking weird. With the 56. That vertical. Wow, I've been fucking that up for a while. Okay. Okay. My bad, Twitch. I've been messing it up hardcore, apparently. Let me enable this. Hey, let's get that one up. What's up, y'all? I'm also live on Twitter. About. We are live there as well. Sorry, guys, it's just taking me a second. This morning's been a little crazy. As you can see, I'm kind of redoing some stuff in the office. So obviously, I'm wanting to make sure that it is nice for everybody. Pop out. Let's get that. So now we should see the three places we're live. We're live on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. Just got to get the Twitter one up real quick before I do anything. Then, obviously, I'm going to get it kicked off. Shouldn't be anything too crazy. Okay. Best. Yep, let's do this. Okay, Twitter is now up as well. Boom. Sweet, let's get Twitter. Ooh. I just need to get one thing fixed for it, and then we got this. Gonna double me up? Nope. Let's go. Okay, so now everything is up. I can see chats from all four places. Let me just fix this, and then we're gonna get to... We're gonna go get to the NFL Draft Tracker, and I'm gonna do best case scenarios today. I'm gonna do some other stuff that I'm gonna kind of mess around with. But I want to just pull it up. There we go. Here we go. Let me get it swapped over now. Now that I can actually... Okay, that's on screen. And we're good. Oh no, refresh my chats. Oh no. Oh wait, no it didn't. What the shit is that? What the hell? Why is there like a cover on it or something? Yo, that's super weird. Why is my chat all fucky? What the hell? Did I do something to like blend it? Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh. Ooh, that worried me. I multiply blended it. Anyways, what is up, y'all? My name is Nick. It is time to do some rolling of the coverage. Today, I'm going to do something a little different. Today, I'm doing the best case scenarios for all the first round picks. Again, my thoughts on exactly what could happen. Best case. You know what? I'm also going to throw in some worst case. I'm also going to do a deep dive into the Carolina Panthers fantasy outlook, or at least my thoughts on the Carolina Panthers outlook, and so much more. Make sure you guys are ready for this because I sure as hell am. Shout out to anybody that joins the stream or anything like that. I appreciate you guys being there. It's also cold as shit in this room, so I got to put on some socks. Scenarios for okay, there's that. So we got all that up there. Oh, hopefully you guys are having a good one today. Like I said, I'm trying to decide on how I want to do it. I just redid the entirety of the office. Obviously, the bed was right behind me before. I think it was time. Regardless, let's go and get this. Some of the other stuff I also might be looking at today might be some Twitter. I don't want to get age-gated, whatever the fuck happened last time, where I was literally sitting there liking Carolina Panthers posts, and then they said I was a bot. So apparently liking Carolina Panthers is not human-like. So, okay, so we're going to get this one kicked off with, obviously, best case scenarios and worst case scenarios for both teams. Now, the Titans are in an interesting place. The Titans obviously just took quarterback Cam Ward out of Miami, hoping to completely rebound their franchise. If Cam Ward doesn't immediately day one step into the NFL in a way that is reminiscent of Jaden Daniels, and he comes into a scenario where he is playing closer to, say, for example, a Bryce Young, then Cam Ward is a massive bust for the Titans. To be honest, I would explore a trade by the end of the year, but this is the NFL. They're going to keep thinking that they can fix Cam Ward regardless. Cam Ward, best case scenario. Cam Ward comes out there with Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett, that great running back room of Tyjae Spears and Tony Pollard, new coaching staff, new regime in Tennessee, being able to turn back the clock on this franchise. Of course, you still have Treylon Burks, who can still be shopped at this point to bring in more veteran talent. There's going to be some veterans, I think, on the trading block here in the next few days, and if you need edge rusher help, a guy down in Carolina named Jadeveon Clowney might be willing to come up here to Tennessee to make a quick bag. But regardless, I would say best case, of course, offensive rookie of the year. I'm trying to see. I don't think he's going to be able to even eclipse Caleb Williams' numbers, if I'm going to be honest. Rookie numbers. Yeah, there's no way he's going to be able to pass even Caleb Williams. So this is your best case scenario for Cam Ward. 62.5, 3,500, 20 touchdowns, 6 picks. This would actually probably be a pretty solid base mark for a lot of quarterbacks. But obviously, if you guys follow me here, I do the Daniel Jones index. So, for example, the QB ranking method. Oh, this is an article I wrote on Substack. I put it out for free. So if you guys ever want to go follow it, please go do. I built the scale and did everything like that. We did it based on Daniel Jones's rookie year. So say, for example, obviously we're coming in here 0 to 11, backup level protection, 49 plus touchdowns would obviously be legendary rookie season. I couldn't agree more. 37 to 48, you would be in the MVP as a rookie and all that other stuff. So as we continue on, we come into here. Caleb Williams was 16, showing flashes of potential. Look who else is in that. Justin Herbert, Kyler Murray, seasoned Geno Smith, Brock Purdy, CJ Stroud, who so many people love, Matt Stafford, who so many people have top 10 still for some reason, Tua, who I think is on the outs, and I think next year will have less touchdowns, Kirk Cousins, who is now relegated to backup, the Super Bowl winner Jalen Hurts, Russell Wilson, who's on the way out, Derek Carr, Drake May, and of course Bryce Young. Now obviously we got a three-way tie at the bottom, so it's a little bit different there. But this is my general thought process with quarterbacks. So if you're expecting Cam Ward to come in here and throw 25 touchdowns, you're expecting him to be in exceeding the Jones. You're expecting him to have a Jaden Daniels level season. And if that's the case, you guys got the guy. So with that, best case scenario for Cam Ward, offensive rookie of the year, exceeds what Jaden Daniels did last year, able to bring this team to the playoffs, winning this division that is going to be more than winnable moving forwards. Obviously, again, worst case, they're picking number 1 next year. So that one's a pretty easy one. Now, this one is going to be where it starts to get a little bit more interesting, if I'm going to be honest with you. Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter is going to be, let me actually see if I can zoom this in a little bit. Yeah, that's probably a little better. Okay. Travis Hunter is going to be an interesting one. Travis Hunter is going to play both sides of the ball because he plays in Jacksonville. No other team was going to allow him to immediately play both sides of the ball. I do believe that he's going to favor heavily to the offensive side of the ball. I think there's going to be packages where he comes in and plays a zone or maybe a single man read kind of thing as a corner. I do think that a corner is a more valuable position at the next level, as truly elite corners are hard to find. There's a lot of guys out there that are cornerback number 2, but there's not a whole lot of guys in the NFL that are cornerback number 1 level. So for that reason, I would probably favor playing him on the defensive side of the ball. But somebody recently said something interesting in reference to another NFL quarterback. Chris Collinsworth was speaking on Dave Canales when he said the quickest way to get fired is to not have a potent offense as an offensive genius or an offensive guru, like, say, for example, Liam Cohen. If that's the case, then Liam is going to use him on the offense to pump that up with Brian Thomas Jr., with Trevor Etienne, with Tank Bigsby, and everything like that. This could be a fantastic offense in a very, very winnable division. So best case scenario, Travis Hunter, again, comes out offensive rookie of the year. That's going to be the answer for most of these. Comes out offensive rookie of the year. I'm going to be honest, he's probably going to need 900 receiving yards and probably 4 interceptions. If he's got 10, 11 pass breakups, no interceptions, I could still see him being in the category. But a quarterback might be able to beat him out at that point. I don't think he gets anywhere close to 900 receiving yards. I'm going to be honest there. I think he's closer to the 550, 650 receiving yards, and then he'll have a decent role on defense, and they'll think that because he plays decent at both of those, that he's great. I don't necessarily agree with that. A lot of people continue to make the A lot of people continue to make the comparison, Rich Eisen being one of them, that they're comparing him to Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani is elite at both positions. Travis Hunter is not elite at both positions. He's really good at one position and good at the other one, meaning he's a really good wide receiver and a good cornerback. At the next level, if he's able to immediately step in at the next level and just go, hey, I'm here, I'm winning, and there's nothing you guys can do about it, then I'm going to be honest, the NFL is in trouble. Because this kid is able to come in here and dust all y'all? No, that's not how this is going to work. They are absolutely going to make an example of him. Yeah, I don't see it. Sorry about this, guys. I want to edit my oops. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just trying to fix my audio real quick. I accidentally brought down my gain, so it might be a little bit lower when I'm talking to you. Okay, now here we go. Now I'm back. Okay, so yeah, obviously we're moving forwards. Abdul Carter with the Giants. He obviously wants Lawrence Taylor's number. He's not going to go take 11. I do think that you need to start your own path. That's one of the things that many people have continued to say. He wants to ride on the coattails of somebody else to help his legacy. He needs to be able to come in immediately and be a 10-plus sack guy. If he comes in and has 6.5 sacks, this was a massive bust pick, and the hype might have been so fueled by guys like Micah Parsons coming out of Penn State that they ignored maybe some of the flaws. But again, best case scenario, defensive rookie of the year. Like I said, a lot of these are going to be that high. Abdul Carter, again, 10 plus sacks going to be needed in New York. I do believe that will change a little bit of their luck in New York and be able to spark up a few more wins. So it could be a scenario where they're a 6-win team. Jackson Dart is at the helm. and he's going to be developing long term. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that, but for Abdul Carter's sake, you're hoping and praying that the running back you guys got, you're hoping and praying that the decision to bring in a rookie quarterback is the right one for not only your development, but for this defense's development, because most likely with Abdul Carter doing well in this scenario, Kayvon Thibodeau is gone. So with Kayvon out, you're going to obviously have to fill a little bit more of that role, as he was a really good player. Maybe not where the level that you drafted him at, but that's also okay. Regardless, though, I think this was a solid pick for New York. I thought that the better option was to take Abdul Carter to the Titans, but we're going to get to my thoughts on building NFL teams and everything like that later on. Don't worry about that right now. Will Campbell. I don't give a shit when anybody says. If you want to come on and fight me about this, I will invite you on Roll Coverage. Because, again, it's a place where I want eventually people to come on here and talk with me about stuff. The whole idea, a lot of people faded Will Campbell because he was, I think, 33 3/4 or 33.5-inch arms instead of 34. Okay, if a half inch is that different, man, I got that in my pants and I can donate it to you, bro. But obviously, you're going to be amazing at the next level. I could not understand why Will Campbell was falling. The fact that he went out there and said he's willing to die for Drake May. The fact that he played at such a high level at LSU. If he's not a tackle at the next level, which was the big criticism, he is going to be an all-pro guard at the next level. If you force that guy to go inside, nobody's ever going to touch Drake May. Now, obviously, you draft him to be a tackle. I hope he's a long-term tackle solution for you, and I think he can be. But, man, you guys got a baller in Will Campbell. And, obviously, there's no physical way that he can win Offensive Rookie of the Year unless he just allows no pressures, no sacks, no anything. But even then, they're just going to say, oh, my God, whatever. What's up, Rap Kid? Forca Barca? What? I don't know what that means. I'm assuming that means for Barcelona. But, hey, regardless. Shout out. I appreciate you coming by, bro. Yeah, Will Campbell, he's going to be amazing for them for a long time. I don't care what anybody says. I truly believe that if you build the big uglies, you build that offense and defensive line, you're able to do so much. Hey, there we go. I was right. Good luck to Barcelona, man. Are they playing today? Now I got to check it. Let's see. They don't play till May 11th. They don't play for a few days. A La Liga match on the 11th. And they're playing Madrid. Ooh, that one's going to be a tough one, my guy. I don't know about that one. Madrid's still pretty good. It was, really. I'm gonna have to look up that Champions League game. Which game? Was it the one he said it was the one yesterday? Assuming it was this, April 9th. Nope. We're in May. April, yesterday. Inter Barcelona. Ooh. I can't watch it on stream because YouTube will take me down. Oh, FCD. Okay, FCB VS. Versus Milan. FCB versus Inter. Oh, sorry. Oh. FCB versus Milan. That was my oh. Damn. Inter Milan stuns Barcelona in a 13-goal Champions League semifinal for the ages. Ooh, I'm going to have to watch this later. Inter regained the lead. It's 7-6 on aggregate. Ooh, I'm going to have to watch this after stream. I appreciate you for this. I'm definitely going to be watching this. Regardless, though, let's move on. Cleveland Browns taking Mason Graham. I think it's an interesting pick. The reason why I say it's an interesting pick... Oh, I talk both, buddy. I talk cricket even sometimes. Today I'm talking about some NFL football, but moving forward, we will be touching on not only Champions League, not only Premier League, not only League One, but League Two and the USL League. I really, really appreciate that soccer is coming to America. So I'm a big, huge fan. To be honest, I'm still trying to learn a bit about cricket, that being the big one that you were just talking about, and of course soccer. Soccer is a tough sport to get into, especially as an outsider, especially as an American, especially as somebody that realizes you can't really watch games or really highlights sometimes on stream. So for that reason, it gets really tough because I would love to stream. I'm also a big fan of the Major League Cricket that started here in the United States. I would have actually loved to get to a game, but it's going to take me a little bit of time to get down over there. So it's going to take me. And also, I was just living in Colorado Springs. They have the men's and women's U.S. cricket team. They practice all the time, man. I'm excited. And yeah, absolutely. Soccer coverage is going to start soon. I just need somebody to come on here and talk soccer with me. It's hard for me to talk about it because I don't know what I'm talking about. I tried Football Manager. Football Manager fucking hard, okay? It is no joke. I just go, hey, man, let's just get all the great middies and we're going to win, right? Absolutely no way. But regardless, soccer will be on the docket ASAP. I promise you, my guy. And in fact, if you want to drop me a DM on Twitter and you want to come on and talk some, I am so down. I literally created the channel to bring people in, to allow people to come in and talk about whatever sports they want. So if you want to come on and talk soccer, talk cricket, talk anything, I'm down. Just give me a DM on Twitter, okay? I told you, man, roll coverage is just going to be sports for sports' sake. That's my motto here. I want to enjoy it. I'm obviously an American, so I follow a lot of American sports. I can't wait to go to a cricket game or nothing like that. I don't have a Discord yet. I'm getting there. As you can see, I'm trying to integrate chats and everything, getting the office changed up. I also work and everything like that. But yeah, absolutely. Regardless, though, Mason Graham was a good decision for the Browns. I feel like Mason might have been a bit of an overdraft, though, especially to the Cleveland Browns, who have a lot more problems. I do think that the Shedeur pick might also hurt them long term. So for that reason, this pick worries me. The amount that you get for Cleveland in the long term for the trade back is worth it. Obviously, the first round pick, I really feel like they cooked on that one. But at the same time, I don't know if this really solves the problem. It solves a bit of your rush problem. It solves a bit of your pass rush problem because you're going to put Mason Graham in the middle. You still have Myles Garrett coming off the end. You still have some decent pass rush on the outside. But for Mason Graham's sake, I feel like this was a death knell for him to go to this team. I feel like if he had gone to Jacksonville, he could have even done more. But Cleveland seems to be the place to die, and the only person that's really not done that is Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward. Denzel Ward, right? I just think about it because the Ohio State just had Denzel Burke. So regardless, moving on. The Las Vegas Raiders, best case scenario for Ashton Jeanty is, of course, Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's going to be dynamic at the next level, especially in the Pete Carroll offense. They're going to run the ball an absolute ton. They're going to give him a lot of screened passes as well, so I'm expecting him to be pretty high in PPR, especially in fantasy. As for his rookie season, he's going to be a 1,000-yard rusher, and people are going to quickly say he was the best running back prospect of the last decade. But I'm really wanting to see how he holds up long term. We've seen a lot of guys come in and make immediate impacts. In fact, if you were to look up the top 10 running backs of the last decade, I feel like Zeke's been out of the league for 6 years already, but he's still in that list, man. He's still one of those guys. He did so well on that first rookie contract, and then obviously the year after he got paid, and then obviously everything's fallen off from there. So Jeanty's best option here is absolutely Offensive Rookie of the Year. 1,000+ yard season, probably 1,500 combined with receiving yards. You're probably wanting north of 12 touchdowns. So again, if you're taking him in fantasy, he is going to be a long-term hold. It's going to be awesome, though. I'm excited for it. Armand Membu was one of the best picks in the draft, in my opinion. Again, I'm never going to criticize offensive guys, especially in the trenches. Armand Membu is insanely tall, insanely strong. Going out there with Ola Fashanu, Justin Fields is also mobile, so he's not going to need to protect him as much, though I do feel there could be some room for improvement. I do think that he was probably the most ready tackle out of the draft, so I do love that he went ahead of Kelvin Banks, who we will get to. Jets are still in a tough division, though. The Patriots got better. I do believe Miami got worse, and I think this is their regression year. So if you're not going to finish last in the division, this is the year. There's a chance for you to sneak out too, but if that's the case, you're going to need to steal a game or probably two from New England. So for that reason, I think that obviously no offensive rookie of the year. There's no way for an offensive tackle to win it over a quarterback, wide receiver, or running back. But he is going to be a staple on that offensive line for a very long time. So I don't think this was a bad pick at all. Again, continue to be an A+ in my book. Moving on, Carolina Panthers, Teteroa McMillan. I absolutely love Teteroa. Teteroa to my Carolina Panthers was a dream pick. So many people continue to have him falling in the draft. So even in some of my mock drafts, I had him falling away from us. I had us going with the consensus pick at the time, Jalen Walker. I didn't like Jalen Walker really at any point. Even when I was picking him, I would criticize the pick. I said that we, in my opinion, should trade back if Jalen Walker is going to be that pick. Very interesting that he falls in division, but regardless, we're talking about Teteroa, a.k.a. Nalo McMillan. Best case scenario is, of course, Offensive Rookie of the Year. We're looking at the opportunity of him being a incredible wide receiver. There's an amazing statistic out, including rookie wide receivers. If a rookie wide receiver gets 900 yards and 75 or more receptions, they're basically a wide receiver one. Examples of guys that have done that: A.J. Brown, Terry McLaurin, Jordan Addison just barely missed it, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Garrett Wilson. I mean, there's some names up there. So if that's the case and Teteroa comes out 75+ receptions, 900+ yards, I think we really got a guy. I am super excited for him in this offense as well, because I believe that the offense is going to favor a running attack that by extension helps out the defense by putting us in better field position on a more regular basis. And the play action passes will allow Nalo to get a lot of jump balls, especially in goal line situations where we're able to really pump up his numbers a bit more. So I'm A+ for this pick, especially to my Carolina Panthers. Moving on, Kelvin Banks Jr. to the Saints, obviously in division for my Panthers, but I think this was a very solid pickup. I was very surprised that you didn't take a quarterback, but I think that this draft was a bit indicative of the truth of the NFL that so many fans are not willing to accept, and that is that the trench players and these non-sexy picks are the ways to go and the ways to build these teams long-term. Again, without getting into the whole quarterback decision, I think that this is the way to truly build. Take that offensive tackle, take that guard like a later pick does that a lot of people got upset about. But when your offensive line is good for the next decade, they're not going to be talking about, hey, I need to go out and overpay for this guard. Hey, I need to go out here and overpay for this, or I need to trade up for a tackle or a guard, because I never addressed that. I feel like this is an early and easy draft to address that, and there were so many really great guards and tackles, of course. Kelvin Banks making it to the Saints obviously continues to help them shore up that offensive line. They are in a bit of a flux. They end up taking Tyler Shuck later in this draft, quarterback out of Louisville, older guy, 26, does have some injury history. Derek Carr, in his most recent discussion at his church, ironically, discussed that he is most likely going to be out the rest of the season due to that shoulder injury. Do you roll with Spencer Rattler? If you do, you're really admitting that Tyler Shuck isn't the answer either. So I think you have to roll Shuck out there. Play him, see what happens. If he's your long-term solution, that's fantastic for Kellen Moore and his new regime. You're able to get your guy in the second round, and you're able to take a dynamic tackle with your high pick. So this would be an overall win for the Saints. Chicago Bears, again, the NFL does better when the Chicago Bears are good. So for that reason, I feel like this was the right pick. Big, strong, fast wide receiver. Is he going to stretch the field like a Tyreek Hill? Absolutely not. But he's going to be the tight end that is going to scare people. Scare people in a way that I think people are not ready for the discussion of that. Even though Kittle signed an extension. He's going to stay with the 49ers, that Loveland is the new Kittle of the NFL. He's going to be an absolutely dynamic blocker who also does a ton of receiving yards, but he's going to be in a team that has so many other options, kind of like Purdy and the 49ers did for the longest time. If you think about their past, Kittle had Debo, Kittle had Ayuk. Kittle now has to deal with Pearsall, their running back room, which obviously everybody knows is dynamic. Christian McCaffrey taking balls out of his hands. If this guy was in a more focused offense that feeds the tight end, I think he would be a dynamite top 5 pick. But the fact that you get him at 10 to Chicago is going to assist Ben Johnson in the long term, and I love this pick. If he wins Offensive Rookie of the Year, he has more than 1,000 receiving yards. That's the only way. Especially Offensive Rookie of the Year. There's no way he would need 1,000. He would absolutely need 1,000 receiving yards. And especially with what Caleb was able to do last year, given his sack numbers and the fixed offensive line, I think Colston is absolutely poised to break out this year. So if you have the option to take him in fantasy over Tyler Warren, especially given the issues over there, I would absolutely favor Colston Loveland, tight end of the now Chicago Bears, over Tyler Warren. So Mykel Williams, I like the pick. I like the pick because it's trying to reestablish what the 49ers were. The 49ers were known for drafting well, and the 49ers were known for getting after the ball, getting after the quarterback, whether or not it's stopping the run or it's a direct pass rush. And what do? They go out and get a pass rusher who the Carolina Panthers were very high on, for example. The reason why I know so much about him is because, again, we kept getting mocked Mykel Williams, so I did an entire breakdown on him. He was playing at 60%. He didn't start practicing until the Texas game, where he got 2 sacks. I think that's pretty solid. I think he's a more polished, immediate edge rusher than his teammate Jalen Walker, who goes in the next few picks. I think he's a better pure edge rusher than a lot of guys in this draft, and the age obviously helps out quite a bit, being so young. I'm obviously hoping that the 49ers are able to turn it around. They're obviously made a big investment in stopping the run and, again, going after the passer in this draft. So for this pick, obviously Defensive Rookie of the Year, you're really hoping for 10-plus sacks. It's going to be interesting, especially given that division, but we shall see. This could end up being a great draft for the 49ers and put them back on the map. And the Dallas Cowboys. Hey, if you're a Cowboys fan, shout out to you. Oh, hey, what's up, Rap Kid? My bad. I didn't see it till just now. Yeah, it is not draft season. The draft actually happened. The season does not start for a few months. So this is just kind of a recap of the draft that just happened. First round picks. Best case scenario for each pick, if you are getting ready to do it, say, for example, a fantasy draft, which a lot of people are getting their fantasy teams together. A lot of people are getting their dynasty teams together. So for that reason, I'm doing this to kind of give people an idea of where my thoughts are on that, as well as, once we get past this part, I will be discussing my thoughts on the QB situation and why teams are not building the correct way around these certain guys. This is kind of the reason why I wanted to start these conversations. Is I would love to take this idea and meld it to different games. Is the same way to build an NFL team, meaning building through the trenches, building through the guys that are actually going to do your work all the time, the hard work. Is that the way to build a team, or is it truly to just go for the finesse guys? Same thing in soccer, same thing in cricket and everything like that. Now, obviously, I don't know how to build a team in either cricket or soccer, but that's going to be where hopefully one day I can bring in other people that can explain that to me and then obviously continue to push my fandom forward. Soccer-wise, I'm actually a big Charlotte FC fan for the MLS. Abroad, it's going to be Tottenham for now. Tottenham's one of the biggest supporters of not only the NFL, but international audiences. I really like what they bring to the game. I've never been a Barca or a Madrid fan or anything like that. I'm actually grew up in Florida, so I had a lot of those guys coming around all the time. In fact, I worked at a place where the not MLS, I always go to the U.S. men's women's national team, our Olympic teams, came to train at IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida. It's where I grew up. So I worked a bit with them. I've met quite a few of them. Oh, geez, I always forget his last name, but I met the goalie from years ago, Landon something. I always want to say Landon Johnson, but yeah, the all-time goalie for the United States. I met quite a few of their women's players as well. They're absolutely amazing and can drag me all over the soccer field or pitch. So I'm wanting to get more into it, especially working in Tim Howard. There we go. I'm thinking of the wrong person. I'm thinking of Landon Donovan from back in the day. Yeah, Howard's the guy. Landon Donovan was the forward or something like that. Donovan. Yeah, this guy eventually, American player that came later on, yeah. Yeah, he's now the head coach somewhere. Yeah, it was Tim Howard, my bad. And yeah, dude's in Everton now. I'm a big fan of trying to play FIFA. The problem is I suck at playing FIFA, so there is that. I've tried playing and rebuilding. I've tried Everton, in fact, right there. But man, these contracts and everything, I understand the football contracts on the NFL football side, but when you guys start getting into these contracts like transfer fees and all that, it goes right over my head. And that's the hard part. I want to sit on here and be like, oh my God, this person's doing really well, but I don't really know. And I don't want to sit up here and like just spout. I don't want to sit up here and just pretend. I want to actually learn and know stuff about football. So there's no reason for me to not try and, again, eventually bring people in to talk about it. There's way too many good leagues out there, especially for soccer, for anybody to just fade it. There's way too many, especially with how prevalent soccer is, not only around the world, but how regularly it's played. I do a lot of sports betting, and I will literally bet on games in other countries just because they pop up on my phone. I have no thoughts about either team or anything like that, and I'm just blindly betting, and I don't like that. So I've had to stop that for sure. But it's one of those things that down the road, soccer is one of the premier things, probably number 3 on the list for me of things I want to learn. I would love to learn cricket. That's number 1. And of course, I would love to get into a lot of the esports that are going around here. I think that there's so many opportunities. I see people play FIFA leagues. I see people play Madden leagues and all that other stuff. And I think it'd be really, really cool to one day be able to cover that as well. But hey, NFL takes up a lot of time right now. So moving on. Real quick, though, since I'm already just about halfway through. Most of these are going to be pretty quick to blast through. Tyler Booker from the Cowboys. Obviously, they just acquired George Pickens in a trade, so that helps out their wide receiver room. Taking this guard out of Alabama was the right decision with Zach Frazier, retiring. I think that there's a lot of other places you could have gone. You could have gone Matthew Golden. You could have gone something like that, but they really wanted Nalo McMillan. Again, Carolina takes it away from them, so that gives them credence to overdraft Booker just a tiny bit. I do think that they probably could have waited a little bit longer, but if that's the case, I do think the Seahawks snake him away. And if he ends up making it down to here, are you really comfortable taking Gray Zabel? Clearly not. You decided to go with Tyler Booker. So I like that pick. Again, never going to criticize the trenches. This is going to be one of the trench picks that I do criticize because I don't agree with the pick. The Miami Dolphins have had a lot of concerns with protecting Tua over the years. Guys had 3 or 4 concussions. 2 of them look really, really bad. I believe that the better option was to invest in the offensive line, and I think that Gray Zabel or somebody should have gone to you guys. Your draft overall was not great. You bring in a quarterback in round 7 as well, Quinn Ewers, so that hurts you in the long run because I really feel like Tua is not the guy. And I feel like Tua is not the guy for more than one reason, but I every day I wake up that I think about Tua playing in the NFL. I'm like, man, he's going to get replaced soon. Not sure by who, whether or not it's Quinn Ewers or whether it's not his quarterback next year, but he's not going to be there forever. Let's see. Colts, Tyler Warren. I like the pick. The Colts needed a tight end. They were hoping for Colston Loveland. Instead, they get Tyler Warren, the tight end number 1 in so many people's eyes, but I don't agree with that. I do think that the quarterback situation hurts a lot. You go from having Drew Aller to most likely Daniel Jones as the starter, and if you start the season with Anthony Richardson, I don't know if that's really going to flesh out well for Tyler Warren in the short term. Obviously, the slot of him falling there hurts dynasty rankings as well, as I believe Tyler Warren is very much devalued as a Indianapolis Colt. So I think you're going to be able to pick him up much easier in dynasty leagues, making a trade and such. As long as somebody has a decent tight end in front of him, there's no reason why they shouldn't be at least open to shopping Tyler Warren. Until they get a true quarterback one, though, he's going to be a bit of a pick. You're really hoping that one of your quarterbacks, whether or not it's the guy you brought in Daniel Jones, which, that's a tough one, or whether or not it is, and I keep trying to call him Antonio Richardson for some reason. Anthony Richardson. If Anthony Richardson is the solution, I feel like Tyler Warren will work out. But you're asking Anthony Richardson to immediately be better mentally than he was last year before taking himself out of a game because he was winded. So I'm a bit worried about this pick. Again, dynasty-wise, if you have the option, you got like pick 12 and he's still there, take him. You got pick 5. There's other people that you should take in front of him, including the guy later on, Omarion Hampton. I would take Omarion Hampton, Matthew Golden, and Emeka Egbuka ahead of Tyler Warren. Jalen Walker was a solid pick for them. The reason why it's going to work out better for Atlanta than it would have for Carolina is Jalen Walker is from North Carolina. Jalen Walker wanted to be a Carolina Panther. Jalen Walker was mocked incessantly to the Carolina Panthers for months. I mean, literally months. This dude was pushed on us. And now he gets passed by Carolina, falls to in-division rival, who then claims that he's no longer a pure edge. He's a off-ball linebacker who will be also edge rushing. So you shore up a position that Carolina is very much poor at in the coverage linebacker room. And you also bring in an edge rusher that did have 5.5 or 6.5 sacks in college. So he definitely has ability. His undersized ability does concern me. If he ends up winning Defensive Rookie of the Year, it's because of his coverage numbers on top of his edge rushing numbers. If he ends up with like 4 sacks and say 2 interceptions, he is going to be in the conversation for Defensive Rookie of the Year, absolutely, over a guy that say has 6.5 sacks. He has the potential to really do well. And again, being able to give it back to the Carolina Panthers twice every year at least is something that's going to fuel him for a very long time. Okay. Moving over. Walter Nolan at the Cardinals. I loved Walter Nolan coming out. I don't know if this was really the best pick. Do you really go defensive tackle here given all your other concerns? I'm not sure. It's going to be very hard for him to do anything when it comes to awards. Obviously, being a defensive tackle, he'd need like 7 sacks as a defensive tackle to really get in that defensive rookie of the year conversation. Arizona Cardinals are in a rebuilding mode. I think this helps shore up that run game because clearly the 49ers are going to want to run. The coach of the Seattle Seahawks is going to want to run the ball quite a bit. And I'm trying to remember the other team that's in your division. I'm pretty sure it's the Rams. Why do I always forget that 4th team? I'm not going to look it up. I'm going to look it up. I don't know why this is blanking on me. Why is this? I'm right? It was the Rams. Okay, cool. I always just don't want to put the Niners and the Rams together, but it's not those two that are together. It's the Chargers and the Rams that are together, and they're in different divisions. Walter Nolan is going to be good. Obviously, the Rams are going to run the shit out of that ball too, so I feel like this is the helping that trying to win in that division. Whether or not it was the right pick for you, we're going to find out pretty quickly. Marvin Harrison Jr. needs to take a step forward. Kyler Murray needs to take a step forward. But regardless, Nolan he was one of my highest defensive tackles, if I'm going to be honest with you. If he would have fallen to Carolina later, I would have loved it. But obviously, if we trade back, which was my original plan for so many of these teams was to trade back. But obviously, we see that the NFL teams thought differently about so many of these guys. And again, thought so differently about the trench guys, which is the bigger of the questions, especially on a lot of these teams. Shamar Stewart is going to be an interesting one. You go after him because of his freakish ability and size. The bend was apparently developing still at Texas A&M on his edge rushing ability. Cincinnati needs help. They probably need to bring back Trey Hendrickson for another year and have him teach Shamar Stewart. I would still explore other options down the road, but Shamar has a chance to come in there. And if he comes in with 10.5 sacks as a rookie, man, there's going to be a real conversation for Defensive Rookie of the Year. And if he can get north of 13, he might be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year, which is what a lot of these guys can do. Cincinnati's going to give me a bit more pause, given their history of defensive opportunity. Trey Hendrickson was obviously able to blow up the normal amount of pressure that Cincinnati was able to get and really push it past that level. Shamar being on that team is going to be able to help push it past another level. So hopefully the two of them are on the team together. If not, Shamar is going to have a tough rookie season. Gray Zabel, top 10 pick for me. Seattle Seahawks continue to build that offensive line, a position I will continue to never criticize. Guard, I don't care if some people think you shouldn't draft a guard that high. If you know that he's going to be on this team for the next decade, take him. It's a position that is always going to be of need, offensive linemen. Very rarely do we see offensive linemen trade hands. So if you're taking a guy this high, he is going to be there for a long time. So for this reason, Gray Zabel, no critiques, no anything. I love the pick for Seattle, especially given that later on you get Jalen Milroe. It's a massive W for me. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, again in division. I don't love that. This actually almost finishes out our in division for my Panthers. Tampa Bay Bucks get Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver out of Ohio State, led the school in receptions and yards, I'm pretty sure. Obviously, that says quite a bit coming out of a school that had Olave, coming out of a school that had Marvin Harrison Jr. So there's a lot of opportunity there, we'll say. Emeka Egbuka gets a year behind Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, gets to learn with Jalen McMillan, gets to stay there and get the ball thrown by Baker freaking Mayfield. I'm not even sure who their OC is at this point because it doesn't care less. It seems like Baker is the kingmaker. Regardless, I'm excited for this. Egbuka was my wide receiver. I'm going to be honest, he's probably my wide receiver 1. I probably had Nalo 2, Burden 3, Matthew Golden 4. With that, I think that they truly got one. I hate that, again, he fell in division. My original thought was, I saw a mock a bit ago that had, obviously it didn't happen, thank God, but it had my Panthers taking Jalen Walker. Then the Saints took Nalo McMillan, so he would fall in division. The Falcons took, who was it? I think they took JPJ in mine. I don't think this is one where they took a wide receiver. I've seen one where all three of them ended up with wide receivers, but I think in this one he ended up with James Pierce Jr. and then Emeka Egbuka fell to the Bucs, and I was like, oh my gosh, an embarrassment of riches. But to be honest, if you're a Bucs fan and you heard Jason Light's recent interview, he said that they had Egbuka on their top 10 board. And they said if he was on the board, they were going to draft him. So clearly 9 of the guys were taken. Number 10 went straight to them. And I am excited for him to be a Buccaneer. Again, not excited for him to be in division, but I am happy for the future of this wide receiver core. And Egbuka is going to be there as a 1,000+ yard receiver probably every season. It'd be really interesting to see if he could do it as his rookie season, because that would absolutely put him in Offensive Rookie of the Year conversations for sure. Moving on to the next one. Again, we're going to blast through these last few. Only got 10 or 11 or 12 left. Jahdae Barron, I didn't understand this pick. Denver had telegraphed that they really wanted a tight end. Obviously, to this point, Colston Loveland and Tyler Warren are both gone. Omarion Hampton's still on the board. You obviously see it gets taken a little bit later. Who else? Matthew Golden. That could have been an interesting one, but he goes with the corner to go opposite Pat Surtain. Not Defensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, Pat Surtain. I do think that this helps out that division immensely. Obviously, in division now, you have some solid wide receivers, Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice being the two from the Chiefs that are going to continue to give you problems. So this most likely helps shore up the other side of the field, assuming Barron is that guy at the next level. Now, I wasn't a big Barron fan. I wasn't a big fan of any of the Texas players this year. Personally, I'm just not I'm not high on Texas yet. I haven't seen any of their players really go insane at the next level, at least as of late. But I'm also being maybe a little bit hypercritical of them. So I'm also willing to accept that. I just didn't understand this one. Again, everybody had said that they wanted a dynamic piece. I really didn't feel like they got it. Later on, they ended up getting R.J. Harvey, the running back from UCF. So maybe they had him really high, but you end up taking him in like the 5th or the 6th round. So you clearly didn't see him as that high. So I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place with him. In fact, as a Broncos fan, oh, that just fell. Oops. As a Broncos fan, I was just actually living in Colorado, and one of the things that I picked up, besides a Marvin Mims card, which is somewhere around here, a Marvin Mims number to 25, got his number in there. I thought it was pretty cool. And then I even got a cool little, I think it's 1999 pin. Yep, December of 99, Denver Broncos pin. I'm actually going to send it out to Brandon Perna at some point. I'm actually debating on sending both to him. Just to get a signature, if I'm going to be honest. I just want a signed photo, put it on the wall behind me. I'm a big fan of him as not only a Denver Broncos creator, but just a creator in general. So shout out to him if you guys ever get the option. His name is That Good Sports, a.k.a. Brendan Perna. Moving on, Pittsburgh Steelers, Derek Harmon. Derek Harmon was not only mocked early to the Pittsburgh Steelers, but there were actually a lot of insiders that came out that said Derek Harmon is going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler in the coming days of the draft. The fact that he falls there is going to be amazing for his career. I do believe that they picked up some amazing players down the road as well. They pick up my edge, Jack Sawyer. They pick up Will Howard out of Ohio State. I think that you guys really, really cooked in this draft. And while I don't think there's a chance Derek Harmon can win Defensive Rookie of the Year, I do believe there's a scenario where Derek Harmon is a Pro Bowl defensive tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers and eventually helps lead them to a Super Bowl, or at least helps contribute at a high level to them getting to a Super Bowl and winning it. Whether or not it's with Will Howard or the rumored to be Aaron Rodgers, we shall soon find out. Omarion Hampton out of the Chargers was a 10 out of 10 pick. It's a Harbaugh pick. Big, strong running back's going to be able to get in there and split some reps with some other players. Omarion is not only coming into one of the best fits for anybody in the draft, but he's coming into a place where he's going to be able to truly affect wins day one. The team needs that true bell cow running back that Harbaugh loves to bring. So for that reason, I am big time on Omarion Hampton. In my opinion, he's my 2 or 3 drafted player in a dynasty draft. If you're fading him to 10 or 15, you are going to lose out big time. I don't feel like there's any lose in this guy, and I'm a Duke fan, so me pumping up a UNC or a North Carolina player is a big deal. Same thing with this next pick. As much as I hate to say this, because I do believe in Matthew Golden, and I want to believe in Matthew Golden for a multitude of reasons. One, the Packers fans need a win. They truly do. 22 years, no first-round wide receiver, only to get Matthew Golden, the speed demon out of Texas. Yet, there's a recent development that happened to the Packers. They have received the curse wheel. The curse wheel by Brandon Perna has hit the Green Bay Packers, so I am fading Matthew Golden big time. And you should too, because the curse wheel never lies. Shout out Brandon Perna for the curse wheel. Minnesota Vikings taking Donovan Jackson is their investment in J.J. McCarthy. They are going to protect J.J. as much as they can. And if J.J. doesn't immediately affect change in Minnesota, meaning he comes out there and they go, say, 0-4, or they're 1-5 or something, I do believe that they will try to make a play to bring back Kirk Cousins. The reason why I say that is because Kirk wants to be a starter. What's one more year behind a player? You were hurt the first year. This would be your true actual first year learning behind a veteran. You could do a lot there, and then obviously Donovan Jackson protecting, you don't need to worry about being blasted. I think it could be the play long term. I like the pick. Donovan Jackson was one of my highest rated people. Again, if you're taking the big uglies, I could not care less. It's a solid pick from me, especially, again, it's the investment in J.J. McCarthy and their quarterback long term. Moving down, Jackson Dart. I do not believe in Jackson Dart, but I believe that conversation is going to be a bit more fleshed out in my next conversation, which is going to be on my thoughts on why the NFL fails more quarterbacks than makes them succeed, than helps them. The Giants probably have a very short leash, meaning Jackson Dart needs to win 6 games this next year with Malik Neighbors, Abdul Carter, and everybody on the team. If they end up a 4 or 5 win team with Jackson Dart, I could absolutely see a scenario where Dayball is out and you bring in somebody else. I would probably give Dayball this year and all of next year if you're going to allow him to take this pick, which obviously you did. Is he the guy? You hope. I mean, the connection with the Giants is significant. The connection with Joe Shane is significant. The Ole Miss connection with Eli Manning is significant. I just don't know if he's truly the guy. He could be. He could not be. It could be real bad, or we could be talking about a future MVP. But either way, we won't know until the season gets started to even see if Jackson Dart gets the start. So for that reason, this is a mid pick for me. As opposed to this next pick, the Atlanta Falcons freaking chef's kiss cooked when they decided to go back and get James Pierce Jr. in the first round. The 22 or 23-year-old edge rusher out of Tennessee was dynamic. So many people loved him coming out from the last draft. They're like, he's going to be the guy. He falls due to some character concerns about him being angry or a bit too much. I could not care less. Go get the quarterback. If you want to smoke skull or do whatever the fuck you guys do, do it. I don't care. Just go get the quarterback. That's what I'm paying you to do. That's why you got drafted. If you do that, I don't really care what you do off the field as long as it's not illegal. Period. You want to be an asshole? Be an asshole. Malachi Starks, I hate that he fell here, if I'm going to be honest. There's some picks up here that I hate that they fell there. Malachi Starks becoming a Raven is an absolute W for the Ravens. The safety gets the opportunity to learn with Kyle Hamilton. Coming out of Georgia, he was one of the highest rated safeties. I loved him being mocked to my team, but instead he goes to one of the best franchises in the league. I think they will be competing for a Super Bowl this year. The Ravens are going to be very, very high for me, especially with the addition of Malachi Starks and their later pick, Mike Green, the edge rusher out of Marshall. Tyleik Williams out of Detroit. People loved Tyleik Williams coming out. Falling to the Detroit Lions, I feel like helps out quite a bit. They're trying to reestablish their identity after losing not only Aaron Glenn, but also losing Ben Johnson. So they're flipping their OC and their DC. Going to be a bit of a concern in the long stretch. This year is going to be that barometer. Are the Lions immediately still a 10-11 team or 11 win team, or did they immediately take a massive step backwards? That's going to be the concern. That'll reflect on this pick. I do think he was a really good pick, and again, on national championship winning Ohio State, he did well. In the Detroit system with Aiden Hutchinson and all the guys they have over there, he shouldn't need to immediately contribute at the highest level, but contributing at a really higher, I guess, not the highest level, higher level would be something that could help this team maybe get over that hump and get back into a playoff scenario, because I might fade the Lions this year. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about their losing of their OC and their DC yet. Josh Connerly, I like. Going to get an offensive tackle. You obviously go out and trade for Laramie Tunsil. You are continuing to build the offensive line. Dan Quinn is a defensive guy as well, so you're wanting to get some pieces on that side of the ball to continue to give Jaden Daniels the opportunity to succeed. We're obviously going into the sophomore year where we're expecting a sophomore slump, but I'm going to be honest, I am 100% on the other side of it. I think that last year with I think it's 20 touchdowns, 6 picks, and 6 rushing touchdowns. I think he's 26, 27 passing touchdowns this year. Again, he gets some help on the offensive side of the ball, also gets Deebo Samuel. So this does change up quite a bit. Connerly was one of my highest rated tackles in the draft. I'm very happy that he went to a great organization now in the Commanders. Maxwell Hairston, one of those guys that apparently was shaking everybody's hand as they were getting drafted, got a fantastic seed. He said loved the opportunity to be there and was just happy to congratulate everybody. Buffalo obviously gets themselves what they believe to be their cornerback one after trading Kyer Elam to the Cowboys. Hairston is not the only cornerback they brought in. I believe Buffalo brought in 3 cornerbacks. I'm like 95% sure they did. So he's going to obviously be cornerback 1 for this team, assuming he can make that step. Cornerback 2 and 3 are still going to be kind of in flux, but if he ends up at cornerback 2, I feel like it's still a really good pick. Obviously, you get that 5th year of control. Buffalo's really wanting to make a Super Bowl push this year, so I'm very excited to see what they're going to do. Whether or not they actually make it to the Super Bowl is something completely separate. Also, my bad for hitting the camera there. Scoot this back a little. Oh, that's much better. Okay. Now, moving on, Jahad Campbell to the Eagles. I don't know how they keep getting away with this. The Eagles steal another amazing player, a coverage linebacker, the number 1 coverage linebacker in the class, Jahad Campbell. I love it, love it, love it. I have no critiques. I was going to say Drew Rosenhaus, but that's the agent. It's not Sirianni. That's the coach. Why am I drawing a blank on their GM's name? What the hell is his name? Howie Roseman. There we go. I knew it would come to me. Howie Roseman cooked again. I don't think there's any criticisms here, and if you're criticizing this pick, you're an absolutely insane person. Josh Simmons, again, tackle out of Ohio State, just won a natty. You get the opportunity to go to the Andy Reid offense. You get to protect Patrick Mahomes. Fantastic pick. Unfortunately, no way of you winning any awards, most likely at the next level, unless you end up an All-Pro or a Pro Bowl tackle, which would be pretty cool, especially in your rookie season. So I think you couldn't have fallen to a better place other than maybe a Philly or a Baltimore. But obviously, hey, you made it to Kansas City. Hopefully you are competing in the playoffs next year and continuing that from your natty win to maybe a few playoff wins as a rookie. So I want to know your thoughts. How did I do? How did I cook on this? Did I do good? Did I do your team justice? That's what I really want to know. Again, my Carolina Panthers cooked. I feel like the Giants did well, but then messed up with the dart pick. I love what the Ravens did. I love what the Bills did. The Eagles continue to cook. So many of these teams found the right guy. And then there's the Browns. So there is that. Let me pop open Twitter real quick. I'm going to pull open the Carolina Panthers latest. We're going to go through a few of those right after this. Give me a quick second. I'm going to shoot over and go use the restroom real quick, and then I am going to get this thing started. So give me a quick second, guys. This coffee is running right through me. Hey, I'll follow him. Okay, be right back, guys. Give me 2. I feel it. Okay, I'm back. Oh, that felt so good. Okay, let's get this. Okay, so the next thing I really wanted to talk about was Carolina. Actually, let's go and fantasy football rankings. Yeah, I want to look at the Carolina Panthers, and I want to look at. I want to look at everything. Oops, no, I don't want to sync any of that. View. I don't want to see ranks. Okay, let's go down first and pick depth chart. Yeah, let's go to the depth chart. Okay. So obviously Bryce Young, we're going to go look at the quarterback rankings and where they have him. Bryce Young is ranked 23. Best they have him is 19. Lowest they have him is 26. Average is 22.9. Standard development, 2. I don't know what that means, but okay. Obviously, his numbers last year are needing some improvements, we'll say, to be nice. 14 games, 234, 384, 60% completion. So I do like that the completion percentage went up. Average being 6.3 is better. The 15 touchdowns is better. The 9 interceptions is better. So I'm happy with those. Sacks also went in half. Rating went up 9. QBR went up to a 54.1. Interesting. Obviously, that 6 rushing touchdowns inflates his numbers quite a bit, which was unfortunately a lot of what people believed in Bryce Young in 2024. I'm trying to look for the splits. Why am I not just clicking on... Oh, wait, game log. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to give you guys my genuine thoughts on Bryce Young now, and I know that's going to rub a bunch of people the wrong way, so let me make sure I make this nice and big. That's good enough. Okay, so this is Bryce Young's 2024 stats. Now, obviously, we go in the first game. He gets benched. He got benched early. Yeah, it's right after here. Okay, so obviously we come out. He gets smoked in this first game. No touchdowns, 2 picks. No touchdowns, 1 pick. No touchdowns, nothing. No touchdowns, nothing. This was when he was taken out and benched. Comes back to that game, 2-2, 76 rating, 29.6 QBR, 64% completion, but he threw 37 times. Then we get the Munich game. We end up getting the win against the Giants, 15 of 25, 1 touchdown, 86.4. I mean, look how many times he's throwing. 34, 28, 26, 28, 28, 34, 46, 35. Obviously, people say down the stretch, oh my God, he did so well. His games are massively inflated from the last 4. Obviously, the last 3 games are great. Give me some wins and everything like that. I'll take the Arizona win. I'll take all that. I would have honestly probably rather have lost the Arizona game and won the Tampa game, but obviously we get smoked in that one. God. So of his wins, oh, this is going to be an interesting one. Let me look at 2024 as well. So I'm going to click this, and then I want to move to 2023. I'm going to pull these both up next to each other. The reason why I say that is I think I just found something. Okay, when we're looking at Bryce Young, if he throws on average, what is it, 27 or less times we win? 26 here, 25 here, 26 here, 34. So obviously this is an OT game where we had to go kind of a little crazy. 3 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. That's a good one. Now, what about the 2 wins last year? 24 and 31. Interesting. And look, when we get over that 31, 32, loss. This one he just didn't play well. 62% completion percentage. Longest rush was 4 yards. 55% completion rating. We can't win like that. 31, 48, 36. I mean, this is tough. But obviously, multiple sacks per game. 2023 year. I'm going to put that out of the realm. But that's a very interesting stat. So this tells me that the Dave Canales philosophy of taking the ball away from the quarterback and making sure you minimize turnovers is how we're going to win these games. Absolutely. You're going to have to limit how much he throws. You're going to have to run the crap out of that ball. And if you end up getting into a shooting match, he's only won one of those shooting matches. The other one, 31, I mean, that's still quite a bit, but not obscenely out of the realm if it's 27. 34 is a true jump outside that. So interesting. If I'm going to be honest, Bryce Young, if you're in fantasy, you're probably not taking him over Cam Ward. You're probably not taking him over... Ooh, this one hurts. Are you going to take him over Tyler Shuck? If Shuck is the starter right now, I'm asking you a question. Tyler Shuck or Bryce Young? Who would you take? I'm taking Bryce Young because I'm hoping and praying to fucking God that we rebound. Tyler Shuck is rated 37 ahead of Will Levis. Oh my God, this could be amazing. I love that Quinn Ewers is there, by the way, ahead of Will Howard, who might actually start. Quinn Ewers might be a long-term play if you're a Dynasty fan, but yeah, I'm not big in on Bryce Young, to be honest. A really quick one for anybody that's sitting here asking my fantasy thought about the Carolina Panthers. If you're playing in Dynasty or you're playing in fantasy, there's really only 2 players that I'd really go after, and that'd be Chuba Hubbard and Tetaroa. Everybody else is a fade. Chuba is going to be in a running scheme that's going to put him as the bell cow, Rico as the backup, but we're still going to have an amazing backup. Third down running back being Etienne. He's going to get some carries, but not to the same level. He'll probably get more play on special teams or blocking as well because he is a bit stronger. Tetaroa is going to be dynamic at the next level, in my opinion. I do want to see him over that 75 reception, 900 yards, which again would put him in a fantastic category. These 2 names right here, and Adam Thielen and Hunter Renfrow, I'm obviously worried about long term. I wouldn't keep both of them. In my opinion, you got to pick one, whether or not it's Adam Thielen or Hunter Renfrow. The rumor is that Thielen wants to play on a winning team, so you probably flip him as well as our defensive player, Jadeveon Clowney, and see what you can do with that, leaving Renfrow as your veteran. Xavier's obviously in second year. Coker's in his second year. David Moore shouldn't make the team, but he probably will because Dave Canales loves this dude more than he loves developing our rookies. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Now, when we go look at the running back room, Chuba Hubbard's a 16. Highest was 15, 21, 17 average. God, he's in the Trevion Henderson room, the Kenneth Walker, Omarion Hampton room. Wow. I don't know how I feel about that. Chuba should be higher, but the option of Rico being there is a bit interesting. Where is Rico? He's 44. So we have 2 running backs in the top 44. Wow. Oh, it's going to be interesting for sure. I like Chuba again at this position, but whether or not I like him in a dynasty league is going to be something separate, as I do think that Chuba has 2 years left. So if you're in a dynasty league, now would probably be the year to sell Chuba Hubbard. And then Rico Dowdle is going to end up on another team next year. I just don't know what the devaluing of the running back room, if it's worth it to go get him if you're in a dynasty league. If you already have him, obviously that's great, but is he really worth the trade at this point? I'm a bit worried, especially again, we go look at these. Breece Hall's 15 now. I have a draft where, let me see if I can just pull it up, ESPN Fantasy. Let me go pull up my, look at this. Hopefully you guys can see it. I got Saquon, Derrick Henry, and Brees Hall in a draft. That's bananas that Brees Hall falls that far. I still even got Quinshaw Judkins, dude. Like, people are devaluing so many of these running backs, and I feel like there's so much opportunity for you to go out there and get somebody. Go out there and get your guy. Now, when it comes to wide receivers, again, we got Nalo, we got Adam Thielen, Xavier Legette, Jalen Coker, Renfro Moore, Horn Luther, Dax Milne, Chisney, and Tremaine. Now, obviously, we also bring in some undrafted free agents, so that changes it up quite a bit. There's obviously a lot of opportunity for us to... Oh, I want to change this. Again, I always do these ones. Coverage pod on X RC2. Okay, let's do that. Let me change my team logo. What do we want to do? Christmas? We can do Star Wars? Let's do R2D2. Hell yeah. Okay, let's go back. Okay. Yeah, there's wide receiver opportunity here. Tetaroa, again, I like long term. Coker, I love long term. Xavier's the clear wide receiver too. I would prefer keeping, again, one veteran wide receiver, Jimmy Horn, and then Moose Muhammad as our wide receiver 6, because I feel like Jimmy Horn and Moose would be dynamic on special teams, but that's just me. Yeah, there's no point in doing this one either. So yeah, I'm there. Let me see where we have. Tet is rated 28. Ooh, some as high as 12, which would put him right where T's at, so right at or above T. Wow, that is bananas. As late as 54, though. Holy shit, what a big swing. 7 to 14, 7 to 15, 10 to 21, 12 to 54. So they truly don't know where Nalo is going to be. Wow. After that, though, who is our next one? It's probably going to be Adam Thielen, no? Adam Thielen at 67. Look at that. Jalen McMillan ahead. Emeka Egbuka ahead. Luther Burden ahead. Ooh. Xavier Legette, 74. Okay. Where's my dog Coker? Pat Bryant up there ahead of a lot of guys. Isaac Tesla, I believe in. Tank Dell, I'm pretty sure is hurt the entire year. Let me find Coker. He's 71. Did I already pass him by? I did. Wow, he was right after Adam Thielen. I'm blind. They got Jalen Coker ahead of Xavier Legette. Wow. Okay. It's going to be an interesting one for sure, but that's kind of where I stay on the offensive side of the ball. I do believe Mitchell Evans is a better long-term tight end. Just to wrap this up real quick, Tommy Tremble is going to be on the team, but more as a blocking option while Jatavian is trying to learn how to block. Jatavian is the Carolina Panthers' Kyle Pitts. So I can see a scenario where he's tight end number 2 for a bit, and Mitchell Evans is able to actually usurp him. So for that reason, we're going to hop over here. We got another PPR. What is this, a 10 team? I'm going to do a quick draft, and then we're going to get on out of here. That should take me about 20, 30 minutes. Hopefully you guys have appreciated and been here. I sincerely, again, appreciate you guys. I am excited for the future of not only the Carolina Panthers, but so much more. Bots are trying to follow me on Twitter. Go to the communities. Boom. Carolina Panthers. Shout out to all the Carolina Panthers fans out there, by the way. Thank you. Okay, this thing should be starting here in a minute. Oh, it's ready. Let's see what my draft position is. Come on. 8. Let's go. That's a solid draft position. I am happy with that. Let's see what the wife is texting me about. Hilarious. Shout out to Obi, the Panthers fan in Texas. Really great guy. One of the best follows on Twitter, for sure. I wonder. Let me see if I can. No one cares, Trevor Sycamore. I wonder if I can do this. Let's see if it'll work. So one of the cool things you can do with my little add-on while I wait for this is you can pop out different chats and use their chats. So watch. I'm going to pause that because I don't actually want that on the screen because they're going to freak out and tell me that I'm stealing something. Let's see if it updates. Hey, let's see. Oh, my pick is already coming up. Holy shit. So Saquon went 1, Jamar went 2, Bijan, Christian McCaffrey. Do I just go Jay Jettas and let Jay Jettas fall into 9? Or do I just take him? I feel like I need to shore up my running back room unless I go late and go Quinshon Judkins and Trevion Henderson. I might be able to do the double turn on that if he's still there or if he's still there. I don't know. CD with Pickens now, though. I'm so torn because it's one of these 4 for me. Let's see who doesn't get taken. Let's see who doesn't get taken. It's so interesting they took Bijan. Oh, he took Genty. So Malik Neighbors, Justin Jefferson, or CeeDee Lamb. I'm going to go Justin Jefferson just because there's no way I can let him fall that far, man. You think he's going to get to 10? There's no fucking way. He took Lamar Jackson? I can't believe CD survived to freaking 9. Or I'm sorry, this is 12. Pick 10. Pick 11 for Malik Neighbors. That's insane to me. And then I get a turn, so I can get... Oh. Yeah, we take Amon-Ra. Jay Jetters and Amon-Ra. I mean, that's a solid running back room right there, if there's anyone. And then this double turn, I take Breece Hall and somebody else. Or I take Quinshon. Let me see. Let's go look at the Browns depth chart. Jerome Ford and Quinshon Judkins. Yeah, I'm not a Quinshon Judkins fan or a Jerome Ford fan, so I think Quinshon will probably take that pretty quickly, but it is not worth the overdraft. Let's see. Let me just turn this up just in case. Hey, let's go. I mean, these are two solid starts. The fact that I ended up with both of them right there is kind of insane. I don't disagree with that. Gino over Minshew, Pete Carroll over AP, Genty over Zamir White. I actually like Zamir White, though, if I'm going to be honest. Raiders could use Gabe. I agree. Dallas could use him. Nah. Davis is not going to work with Herbert. Doesn't make sense. Where do I go at here? I'd probably go Bucky Irving. If he makes it. These people got to hurry up and start drafting. Aaron Jones, wait. Ooh, Aaron Jones. Then maybe I pair him with JJ McCarthy. I don't know. It looks like I'm going to get a pretty high pick here. Do I take James Cook or Bucky Irving? It blows my mind that they're taking quarterbacks in a 12-team league. Like, you guys are idiots. So just in case you guys can't see, which you definitely can't. I'm going to go with James Cook. The Buffalo Bills did really well last year. And if Bucky falls to me, I'll retake him. If not, Trevion Henderson is down there. Aaron Jones is there. Quinshon Judkins is there. RJ Harvey is there. Brees, Chuba. Oh. T-Mac and Mitchell Evans will greatly improve Carolina's offense, who wasn't good in the red zone. Evans was one of the best contested catch guys. Yeah, I agree. I think Mitchell Evans becomes tight end number 1 in Carolina pretty freaking quickly. Damn it. Bucky. I'm not taking Kamara. I'm not taking Mixon. I'm not taking Kenneth Walker. I'm going to take Brees Hall. I'm going big on Brees Hall this year. I'm going to be honest. I think he could be really good. I know that they said they're moving to running back by committee, but the Jets depth chart has Braylon Allen on it, which I think could be a really good backup running back. But after that, it's pretty much nobody. Not a big Isaiah Davis or a Kenny Nwangwu fan. Excuse me. Mason Taylor's a solid pickup for them. I still don't love their wide receiver room at all. Really, there's the only person on there that I like is Garrett Wilson. Outside of him, they don't have anybody, in my opinion. Josh Reynolds and all them. Yeah, I'm not on that. So I'm out. Let's see this. I agree that Bryce has a great offensive line now, but we shall see. We shall see. What's this? Oh, I got to pay a bill, apparently. I'm getting emails about paying bills. Do I go another running back here? Do I go back and look at wide receiver? What do I look at? Kittle's there. Garrett Wilson's there. DK Metcalf is there. Oh, yeah, because what's his name is gone. Pickens was traded this morning. Ah. 53. Does RJ Harvey fall to 53 so I can take another wide receiver? Or do I just take Omarion Hampton and not overthink this? Okay, let's click Omarion Hampton. If not, I'm going to go get... DK Metcalf? I don't know, man. He's been hurt quite a bit. Do I really want to go get him? Why is Rashee Rice hurt? Absolute. Man, through his rookie year during that. During the offseason, he expressed encouragement, blah, 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 blah. Okay, maybe, you know what? Maybe Rashee Rice is a later pick. Did they already take Omarion Hampton? Fuck. Jay, Quinshon, Rashee. Marvin Harrison is a really good pick there. I can't deny that. Mike Evans might be the pick there, but Jameson Williams. Oh. And there's Tetaroa. Hey, I like all the pro Panthers stuff we got in the comments. I like it. I like it a lot. Do I just go running back here? I would love to just take Chuba, but I'm a bit concerned. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to take Chuba. And if RJ or Quinshon doesn't fall to me, that's fine. Oh, Quinshon's gone. Chase Brown is gone. Sam Laporte is gone. There's a chance RJ Harvey still falls to me. Come on, one more pick that's not named RJ Harvey. Aaron Jones. Oh, wow, he was still on the board and I didn't see him? Okay, I'm going to take RJ Harvey then. I agree. I also love what the Pats did, by the way. Trevion Henderson is going to be a good one. I'm pretty sure he's gone, though. Oh, he's still on the board. I lied. I lied big time, guys. Is there a chance that I can still get Trevion Henderson down the road? Let's hope. I'm not a Travis Hunter fan. You know who I'm definitely going to pick up, though, as one of my wide receivers? Where the hell is he, first of all? I need to highlight him so I can see if he's gone. I do love Emeka Egbuka, so I'm not going to lie. He's going to... There he is. Luther Burden. Tight end, I'm for sure going to get Colston Loveland. Jonnu might be the pick, but I'm going to go Colston here. Colston's going to be my big guy all year. I'm going to pick up Colston Loveland in as many of my fantasy leagues that I can. There is not a scenario where I feel like Colston Loveland will suck at the next level, especially for the Bears. Come on. Let's get this thing, man. Some great guys still on the board. Let me just get out of flex. DK Metcalf still on the board, obviously being the wide receiver only in Pittsburgh with no quarterback. Jalen Waddle going to be the wide receiver 2 as long as Hill is there. Devonta Smith going to do well. Pickens is the wide receiver 2 now in Dallas. Rashee is still coming off of an injury. Jameson Williams could be really interesting, but I do already have Amon-Ra, so I'm going to probably drop that. I also already have Jay Jettas, so why would I take Jordan Addison? If I take Luther Burden later, I'm not going to want to look at Rome Odunze. Tet, I would love to pick up because I want him to succeed. Again, I'm a diehard Carolina fan, so him being good is good for us. Now, after that, Travis Hunter, Matthew Golden. Again, I'm going to continue to fade Matthew Golden thanks to the curse wheel by Brandon Perna. So, for that reason, I'm going to move on from him. Caleb Johnson could be interesting down there. Javonte Williams is a good one. Their backup running back is the one that I'm more interested in, Jaden Blue. So, for that reason, I might fade Javonte. Especially because I feel like Blue will end up being the running back pretty freaking quickly. Let's see what else. Yeah, I agree. I hope Gonzo stays healthy in New England, especially since they didn't get anything else crazy after that. Okay, I got a few picks. Do I just take Rashee? Do I take Tet, a.k.a. Nalo? I'm probably just going to take Nalo because there's no way Rice is there. Why did Caleb Johnson get overdrafted? What is happening? Cooper Kupp? I might be able to get both. I'm going to take Rashee. We're going to take the gamble and that Nalo is there at 73. These 2 autos should take out some of these guys that nobody's going to want. It's either going to be the 69 pick or the 72 pick that's going to take Nalo from my team. And the only reason why I'm taking Rasheed is because I'm really hoping he rebounds, if I'm going to be honest with you. If Nalo is not there, I will take Trevion Henderson with the 73rd pick because I will not wait on that one. If he's there, I'm probably going to take Nalo. Come on. Come on. Oh, this loads. Let's go look at Twitter. Oh, this was a good one. Yeah. How big of a role? Shout out at Sleeper Carolina. How big of a role do you see Jimmy Horn Jr. playing in the offense this season? Immediately taking away 100% of Xavier Leggett's special teams reps was my response. I don't think there's a scenario where he should play that at all. I don't think it's worth it. Nalo is still on the board, so they went Diggs, Sutton, Ridley, Bateman. I'm taking him. I went and took Chuba and Nalo. I think I just got to kind of go 10 toes down on this and just kind of accept it. If Trevion Henderson is not there, I'm still haven't looked at a quarterback. I do not think Justin Herbert is worth it. It's not worth taking Jared Goff or any of those. Breece Hall, I'm not going to run Fields. My tight end is going to be Colston Loveland. So if that's the case, I'm going to take Caleb Williams. If Trevion Henderson is not there, my next pick is Caleb Williams. And then the 93 pick will be Colston Loveland. Oh, never mind. Joku just went. This could be a scenario where I am not in the best scenario to take Colston Loveland, which this little pairing is going to be my helper. That's going to be my give me the some dude just took Baltimore's defense round 8 pick 9. That's crazy. Tony Pollard goes solid pick. When I go to look at quarterbacks, what am I looking at? I mean, I guess unless there's a little run on quarterbacks here, there's going to be some solid ones for me to pick up. I want the connection. So J.J. McCarthy might be the pick here, or Jared Goff might be the pick here. Jalen Milroe. If you're a dynasty person, Jalen Milroe is going to be your play. I'm telling you, do not sleep on Jalen Milroe. Oh. Okay, come on. Let's get these picks. Hopefully you guys are ready for the season. I certainly am. DeAndre Swift goes. Trevion Henderson goes. Damn it. Okay, I'm taking Caleb Williams. Yeah, I'm going to take Caleb Williams. Little run right there. Brock Purdy, Baker Mayfield giving me a little bit of concern. I need Caleb Williams to fall just a tiny bit farther. Just give me a tiny bit more space to take him up. Travis Hunter finally goes round 9, pick 5. Scattaboo. Scattaboo goes 1 pick behind Travis Hunter. Bo Nix. Oh, I'm taking Caleb Williams. Yeah, there's really not an option. I need to make sure I secure my quarterback for the future. I'm going to get Burden just because I think he's going to be really dynamic at the next level. Kyler Murray, Matthew Golden, Chris Olave. So I don't think anyone's going to overtake and take Loveland. I'm not going to let him wait. I really need to secure my tight end and quarterback solution together. So for that, Caleb Williams goes there. Now, obviously, I could have went a different route. I would have loved to pair somebody with Jay Jettas and Amon-Ra, but their quarterbacks don't leave me any place to be desired at this time. So I don't really feel like that's the best option, depending on where some of these other teams are falling. Let me look at some of the other ones. I guess I'm just going to have to read it to you just in case you can't see it. So, for example, and somebody else has Jaden Daniels, Bijan Robinson, Caleb Johnson as their running back 1. Then they got Nico Collins, T. Higgins, TJ Hawk, Marvin Harrison, Javonte Williams, Travis Hunter, and Rome Odunze. I mean, that's solid. Another guy's got Purdy, Hampton, A.J. Brown, Drake London, and Njoku, McConkey, Gibbs. I feel like you need to pair people together, though. Like, okay, say, for example, this guy, he's got Brock Purdy as his quarterback, so you would figure you'd want to go a running back or a wide receiver from them, but you don't have anybody. You go Gibbs, Hampton, Brown, London, Njoku, McConkey. You probably should have let Purdy fall and taken Herbert. Since you have a wide thing, I guess you couldn't have gotten Jalen Hurts at this point, but Drake London, I mean, you're not going to wait on Penix, so yeah, I guess that makes sense. JSN, you could have gotten Darnold. Metcalf, you don't really have a choice. Josh Allen's certainly not there. I mean, you have Omari and Hampton, you have Ladd McConkey, you should have taken Justin Herbert. But whatever. Same thing with this one. While I wait for my pick to come up, guy takes Patrick Mahomes, but then his wide receivers are Nakua, Wilson, Bowers, Devontae Smith. Like, there's no pairing there. Why didn't you? Whatever. Team Sanders, he's got Hurts, and again, no pairings together. Why aren't these guys stacking? This is so weird. Okay, I am on the board. I have my 4 running backs. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 running backs. So I don't necessarily need another one. But is there anybody here that I like? I like Jaden Blue at 119. So for that reason, I'm going to take somebody else. Do I go Pearsall? I'm not going to go Hollywood Brown. I do like ETN, but then... I'm not going to go another Panthers player. I'm not going to go a backup tight end. Zach Charbonnet could be an interesting one. You know what? I'm just going to go take Jaden Blue. And then my next pick is going to be Burden or Egbuka. I prefer Burden. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. I'm going to take Luther Burden with the next pick. I have to. I think that pairing, that gives me some depth that if Burden becomes somebody, I can flip one of the other wide receivers and get some depth there. I'm fine with that. Lex. Unless there's somebody else that I really just need to take. Okay, let me look through this real quick. Pearsall, I like, but I'm not really sure they're going to be great. Keon Coleman, I like. But I've got James Cook, and I don't really want to stack another player there. ETN and Brian Robinson. I like ETN. I just don't know. I really don't, especially with that running back possibly by committee. You've got some other guys behind you, like Amika Egbuka. I would love to take Algier, Benson. I'm just going to take Luther Burden. I think that's just a smart play here. I don't really feel that I need to overdraft a defense at this point. I'm probably going to take the Bills defense if I'm going to be honest with you. So for that reason, I'm going to keep just pounding these picks. I feel like I should take another running back, though. What's the Seattle running back? Seahawks depth chart. Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. Maybe I do take Charbonnet. You know what? If he's there, I'm going to at least explore it. I'm going to put him on the board. Charbonnet. If there's a scenario where Bucky gets hurt, Rachaad White could be a solid pairing. I'm trying to see somebody that if I was to take them and they were to just, you know, get accelerated to that higher position, that they'd be able to really make an impact on the team pretty quickly. Or solid long-term trade value. I could also take another quarterback here. I could also take another tight end to give me some help. So let me go look at the tight ends. Started debugging. Uh-oh, something started debugging. Oh, no. Whoa, whoa. I don't know why. Okay, it's cool. It's still working, whatever. I need to really fix this, though. Oh, well. I'll go and edit all this chat and everything later on. Tight end. Okay, so all the really great tight ends are gone. So I'm looking for a solid 2, if not 3. Cole Kmet is still there. Luke Musgrave. Terrence Ferguson, 326. That's way too low. Interesting. Hey, shout out Picks and Spread for the PFF training. Okay, let me go back and look at this. I just don't love Evan Ingram in Denver, so for that reason, I'm going to fade him. Byshul Tootin. Are all three of their running backs? Yeah, ETN, Bigsby, and Tootin are all within like 10 picks of each other. That's kind of crazy. Xavier Legette, Pat Bryant, Marshawn Lloyd, Corman, Mike Williams, Romeo Dobbs. Is there a reason to overdraft somebody? I still have one more position I could take. I could probably fade this one more. So let me go look at a running back. Wide receiver, I've got plenty. So let me go take a running back. You know what? Zach Charbonnet is going to come to this team. I'm going to then go get Kyle Pitts. And then I'm going to go get a defense. I'm going to go Bills. I'm going to go like one of these Chiefs, Bills defense, something like that. We're going to go an interesting one. Bucks could be a really good defense this year as well. Dolphins, I feel like you guys are destined to have a shit defense, but that's just me. Okay, let's get ready to draft Kyle Pitts. Boom. Kyle Pitts is on this team. Let's go get this. I feel like this was a insane draft, by the way. The fact that I ended up with all of these players kind of bothers me. Like, are the teams just not wanting to win? I don't get it. We got another run on quarterbacks now. Finally got Jason Sanders was drafted ahead of Matt Stafford. That's kind of funny. You know what? I'm going to screenshot the shit out of that. What an interesting little three. It literally went Kyle Pitts, Jason Sanders, Matthew Stafford. What an interesting little three. Defense is really the one where I got to make sure that I'm picking the right, choice. I probably could have gone another quarterback, but there's going to be enough quarterbacks sitting on the waiver wire like a J.J. McCarthy or a Jared Goff that I don't really care. Even now. Oh, they won't even let me look at them. That's funny. Okay, whatever. Yeah, once on here, once you draft the amount, like I don't have another bench position, I can't even look at the quarterbacks. Speaking of, shout out to anybody that's here. Shout out to anybody that's in the chat. Really appreciate you guys. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. Hopefully you guys are ready to continue to keep this thing freaking going. Again, I'm live streaming every day. Oh, more bots trying to follow me. Yeah, no, I'm good, homie. Could do a still with a few more pieces on defense. I agree. I think we need a coverage linebacker, if I'm going to be honest with you. That's going to take some time. There are some undrafted free agents I would love to explore, though. Oh, my God. Dak Prescott finally went. Rashad White went after Dak Prescott. It's kind of funny. Emeka Egbuka finally goes. I feel like you got a really solid pick there, dude. I just didn't have another spot for him. And I don't just want to keep stacking the same players. Like, what defense am I going? What defense am I going? I'm going to go with the Bills. Yeah, like, okay, so look at what I paired. Caleb Williams with Colston Loveland. I also have James Cook, Breece Hall as running backs, Jay Jettis and Amon-Ra St. Brown, Chuba Hubbard is my flex, Bills defense, bench is R.J. Harvey, Rashee Rice, Nalo McMillan, Jaden Blue, Luther Burden, Zach Charbonnet, and Kyle Pitts. Kicker. Pittsburgh's going to be kicking a lot of field goals, but I'm going to be going with Tyler Loop. Let's let all this finish so I can see. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. There we go. I didn't realize this was even here. So you can obviously see Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra, took James Cook, Breece Hall, Chuba, RJ, little wide receiver, got my quarterback and tight end of the future, running back, wide receiver, running back, tight end, defense, kicker. I feel like we definitely had the best draft. If I want to look at some other ones, Josh Allen, Kyron Williams, Christian McCaffrey, Terry McLaurin's a bit of a drop-off for me. Joe Mixon, another big drop-off, another big. You're really hoping on those veteran guys to exceed. Tyler Warren and Jonnu Smith as back-to-back is a very interesting pick, especially taking Steelers defense so early. TJ Snake, Bijan, Nico. Actually, let me find the quarterback. So Jaden, quarterback. Bijan, yeah, like your running backs suck. This one's Jahmyr Gibbs, Omarion Hampton, Jonathan Taylor, Alvin Kamara, Josh Jacobs, Austin Eckler. So Team Sanders, I'm so confused by that draft. What the hell is that? Where's your quarterback here? Justin Herbert, Cam Ward. You took Jordan Addison and Jameson Williams. I like that. Quad running back here. I like that. DJ Moore, Kittle, McBride, Thomas Jr. Lamar, Derrick Henry. I like the Zay Flowers connection. Ooh, this is one that actually might. Is this dude a Baltimore fan? He took Baltimore's entire offense? Okay. Whatever. Kyler Murray. You don't pair anybody crazy with him. Okay, let's go look at this. Jay Jettas, Amon-Ra, James Cook, Breece Hall, Chuba, RJ, Rashee Rice, Nala McMillan, Caleb Williams, Colston Loveland, Jaden Blue, Luther Burden. Finishing it out with Zach Charbonnet, Kyle Pitts, Bills defense, and Tyler Loop as the kicker. I want to go look at my first week's opponent. It says they have the advantage and all these things. Okay, let's see this. Kyler Murray against Caleb Williams. That's going to be an interesting one. James Cook against Bucky Irving. Breece Hall, Chase Brown, Jay Jettas, and Amon-Ra versus CD and Malik. I do feel like you have a bit of an edge in that room. Laporta I like in Detroit, but obviously he's got a new OC, new DC, so that's going to be a big change for him. Colston Loveland, same thing, new everything. Xavier Worthy, you're really hoping for those crazy, just deep balls, whereas I have a constant running back in Chuba Hubbard. Depth-wise, Rashee Rice still has no points, which is fine. Calvin Ridley. I mean, I feel like you have a solid bench, but this is my problem. You're hoping that Courtland Sutton is the wide receiver one for that team. You're hoping that Calvin Ridley can remain the wide receiver one on that team. Chris Olave is coming off of an injury, and he's going to have Tyler Shuck throwing him the ball. Chris Godwin is questionable and also going to be dealing with fighting off Jalen McMillan and Emeka Egbuka now. Dallas Goedert is good, and in Philly it's going to be great. And then Travis Etienne, I'm actually a fan of, especially so late. I just wanted to take that extra tight end with Kyle Pitts. Zach Charbonnet, I obviously handcuffed to try and put myself in a scenario where Seattle loses their running back and I have their backup. Luther Burden, I feel like can really break out. Same thing with Jaden Blue. I'm hoping he's going to be a backup running back. RJ Harvey is going to be the bell cow in Denver, so there's a chance that he could overtake Chuba depending on the running scheme in Carolina. Breece Hall and James Cook are going to be my running back 1 and 2. Jay Jettas and Amon-Ra, I don't see a scenario where I take them out of the lineup, so I'm really just filling in that flex position on the regular, and then obviously on their days off, they're going to be swapped out. The Caleb Williams, Colston Loveland connection is going to be real, so for that reason, I love that handcuffed together. And then obviously if Luther Burden becomes something, I could obviously throw him into that flex position or explore a trade for, say, Amon-Ra and a running back and go out there and go get the number one wide receiver in the league right now, whoever that may be, whether or not that's a Jamar Chase or somebody like that. So overall, I like what I did here. I think this is a good start. I hope everybody was able to enjoy themselves. I hope you decide to come back and hang out with me some more. Tomorrow, same time, same place, everywhere that you can. YouTube, Twitter, Kick, and Twitch. 100% free. I'm never going to ask you guys to donate or anything like that. I just thank you guys for coming by and hanging out with me. Of course, keep the comments going. Make sure you like, share, all that other stuff. And if you check out my content on YouTube, I sincerely appreciate you. I want to grade on this, though. How did I do in this draft? I feel like I really cooked in this one. I feel like this is going to be depending on where the buys happen, could change this up a little bit, but otherwise this is a fantastic team. I'm super excited for this season. Hopefully you guys are too. My name is Nick. This has been Roll Coverage, a place where we talk about sports for sports sake, because we do not need a reason to talk about sports. Hopefully you guys have a great one. And again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I'm truly thankful to be here. Just being able to do this every day between work and everything like that. So thank you so much. I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place, right here on Roll Coverage.